Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Trader Tim from eMiniMind doing a market analysis video to kick off this week. We've got a couple of things that are kind of unfolding here, and this week we will hopefully get some resolution in what's been sort of a consolidation, a fake out, and then return to that consolidation area that we've been in. So this week we have the FOMC meeting announcement on Wednesday. I'm not really expecting a big fireworks show, but typically as we go into that Wednesday afternoon announcement, Wednesday morning and usually even Tuesday tend to be a little bit quieter. We may get some moves throughout the day, but usually we close about where we opened on the Tuesday leading up to that Wednesday FOMC meeting announcement. So, tomorrow, where does that lead us? Well, you can see I've got a couple of drawings on the chart, and the most recent retracement on the daily on the ES gives us a pullback where we stopped right at the close this evening at 646.50s. And if I draw the short from highs to lows, you notice we pierced through the 61.8 of the short, but we also pierced through the 61.8 of the long down here. So just kind of a big mess, really. We've got the bigger short above us. That was the first one to trade, 27.13s. And then all of these mixed signals, a failure of the short, but then we turn around and we have a failure of the long. And then today we pull back and hold so far at the next little long. We can kind of see a larger triangle forming. We have this high up here, this low down here, which is just a little higher than the previous low. This high, while it is above these last two swing highs, it's below the major swing high, the all-time high, and then we have another lower high, another higher low, another lower high. So hopefully that means as we hone in on this 2660, sort of middle of the last couple of days, top of this box range, hopefully that means that we get some sort of breakout, and maybe it'll come with some more earnings announcements that may come out this week. Pretty standard week for news in terms of the employment situation on Friday and things like factory orders on Thursday. Tomorrow we have construction spending and PMI manufacturing. So, some good hardy economic reports coming out this week that should continue to give us signs along with those earnings and the FOMC forecast as, what consumers can expect when it comes to, the certainty or uncertainty in the markets. And the more certainty we have, or at least perceive that we have, the lower fear will be, and the more consumers will be likely to take risks, make purchases, invest in stocks, and thus the stock market should go up. So in the meantime, just tread lightly. We've got plenty of year left. Tomorrow is the 1st of May. And there will be plenty of good trading opportunities throughout the year. And so there's no need to, try and make back a bad week or if you had a bad month already this year. There's no need to force anything to make it back in one day or in one week. Or even if you just had a bad day, chances are you're not going to, quote unquote, make back that day that you had. If you had a bad morning, you're probably not going to be able to turn that around in the afternoon because either, the market is not giving you a quality setups or you're not seeing something clearly. So if you sit there and try to force the market's hand to force a setup to make back, quote unquote, money that you may have lost, it's only going to lead to frustration and kind of get you in that downward spiral. So if you can set up parameters and a framework, those loss limits to protect yourself, then hey, if you have a bad day or a bad week, that's just a part of being a trader. And we want to be able to come back the next day and keep fighting. And so, in periods like this where I'm not seeing a lot of follow through, there's days where I just don't have any trades, or days where I may take a stab or two at a trade and, not getting any follow through, and I'll just sit back and, wait until the market gives me some better setups. So totally okay to have days or weeks or periods of time where you're not as actively trading. That's just part of it. Don't forget about all the amazing trades that we had, on the initial pullback, on the run up. There's plenty of times where it's just day after day of great trades and big winners and hardly any losses. And then there's other times, like the last couple of weeks where you have a few winners here and there, have some scratch trades, have some losing trades, and that's just the way it goes sometimes. So there's no need to force something that's not there. Is the big takeaway in these kind of situations. We are below a daily short, above a daily long, which means we're in between two daily charts or two daily retracements, and that typically ends up being a very challenging place to be. So if we can get below the 2611s, or if we can get above the 2718s, then we should have some great trade days ahead. And in the meantime, if we come down by lows, we may put in some kind of hammer and could ride that, take a long and ride that up towards the short. At the same time, if we bounce here and we trade at the short, maybe we have an opportunity to sell that down into the long. But the main goal, whether you're selling at the short, buying on a breakout, the key is you want to be active at points where the market is likely to either stop people out and run through those stops, or have people start jumping on board and accelerating the market. So if we can get in just before those points, around those trend changes, then we'll be ahead of the curve and we can kind of be in the market when that run happens. So tomorrow morning we'll be doing a live trading session as always on Tuesdays. emonymine.com/VIP is the link for that. And as always, if you have questions, always happy to conversate via email, tim@emonymine.com. And lastly, I will be speaking at the Traders Expo in Chicago this summer, July 22nd through the 24th. And you can check that out. Just Google Traders Expo, and I'll put some links up at emonymine.com as well. Thanks, everyone. I hope you have a great week, and we will talk to you soon.